Hello, this is Robert Ferguson, your nutritionist, and thank you for being here because I know I care. Anyway, I am going to share information with you today that I hope can help you if you are new to my impromptu shares when it pertains to improving better health and weight management from the perspective primarily around nutrition. I just want to say thank you. But if you have not been to the YouTube channel, if you're at the YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell so that you are notified whenever I share information that I believe can help you. Now, this morning, I did something I haven't done in a really long time, and that is I took a client to the grocery store. And years ago, this was part of our ongoing coaching, is we would take someone to the store and show them how it works in real time when it comes to shopping, looking at ingredients, and making sure you're not hoodwinked, right? Like lied to, and that was fun. And so today we got to do that because this is a new client, and I told her that I was going to share this. So if she hears it on Facebook or LinkedIn or something, um, she's not feeling bad because we had a really good, candid conversation about it. And that stemmed from the fact that she felt that she knew how to read labels. She felt that she didn't have much to learn as it pertains to um, choosing foods or looking through foods. And I felt that she does have a lot to learn and that she has a lot of beliefs that aren't accurate beliefs. And when I say not accurate beliefs, let's take peanut butter, for instance. She believes and believed that peanut butter was a protein. Now, if you believe it's a protein, if you're catching me live on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you may be hearing this, is peanut butter a protein? Like, if you believe it is, just say yes in the comments. I mean, I would really like to hear your thoughts on it. She also believed that beans were a protein. And if you believe that beans are a protein, I would love to hear your comments before I share the reality of what beans are. Um, but she really believes that beans are a protein. So, so we started there because here's the reality. The reality is beans are not a protein. The reality is peanut butter is not a protein. When you look at peanut butter, and this is one of the unique things we did with the Diet for Life methodology, it had to be framed around the truth and putting people in a position where they can win. And as they learn and they reflect back, they would go, okay, I totally see what Robert was talking about. Whereas some people, they will get to a certain place and they go back, and let's say they're doing some diet with someone else and they find out the truth. Wow. And it may bother them. That they may feel compelled to track that person down and help them realize that what they had them believing at the time was not true. And over time, your knowledge upgrades. You become a little bit more aware of certain things, more educated. You've lived through life, and you go back, or you look at something and you go, okay, you know what? I'm so happy that I have progressed in my nutrition knowledge, because if I hadn't, I would fall for almost anything. And that's the world that we live in. And this is the main reason why I'm doing this share, is because so many people are remaining ignorant. And that doesn't mean dumb, because I believe that most of us are intelligent, meaning we have the ability to learn. Now, there are some dumbasses out there who, when the opportunity is available for them to learn something, they choose to not even want to look at the data, to look at the information. They are just confirmation bias. They're going to believe what they believe, and they're not open to anything else. Whereas I believe many people are getting in their own way because they have these beliefs that they really believe are true. And so with this client, when it came to the peanut butter, I didn't beat her up. What I did is I said, when you look, I said, look at that peanut butter label. Notice that peanut butter, it does have protein, but it's 5 times higher in fat. So it has way more fat calories than it does protein calories. And so if it looks like a duck and sounds like a duck, let's assume or conclude that it is a duck. So with the Diet for Your Life methodology, we look at peanut butter as a fat portion. It's a fat source, not a protein source. Now it does have protein in it, and it may have a touch of carbohydrates in it, especially depending on the brand. But it has way more fat calories, and that's one of many things we look at in how we categorize it. So peanut butter is a fat. Now the government has planted that seed in our heads, and it has us believing that peanut butter is a protein. And this is just one example of all of the problems with the U.S. dietary guidelines. It's confusing. People are confused. And because we live in a world where there is freedom of speech, people have their own ideas about how people should, I'm using the word should, eat. And the reality is, if people had the right information and they had true clarity, they would eat differently and it wouldn't be so difficult. So when there's a belief, what happens is you want to challenge your beliefs, right? So if you believe something, like I had someone say, yeah, I think I'm good with my weight, my BMI is good. Well, they believe the BMI, the body mass index, is accurate. But I know, and all of the leading health organizations know, that the BMI is not accurate, and that you want to be looking at your body fat percentage, which is part of the whole conversation about body composition. And if people understood body composition, more people would not be walking around feeling frustrated or defeated because of the scale. They would put most of their focus and interest into composition and what their body is made up of, right? So we look at the body as made up of fat, weight, and then if it's not fat, it goes into the other category. Sometimes we call it lean mass, other times fat-free mass. And that would include everything from your bones, your muscles, the blood in your body, the water in your body, your hair, whatever you're wearing. That's other than fat. And the ultimate goal is to get rid of the fat, specifically visceral fat. And if it's based on how we want to look from a vanity standpoint, all type of fat. So that we appear leaner, less inflamed, etc. So the BMI is a lie. And there's another lie, but I'm going to do a really big online seminar on this. I'm going to talk about cholesterol. Okay. Many people, especially those of you who are over the age of 40, your doctor has probably already planted the seed that you need to go on some type of statin, like Lipitor, because it will help, reduce the likelihood of you experiencing coronary heart disease, having a stroke, having a heart attack. And the number that they consider high at the moment, when you look at total cholesterol, is 200. And so if you're getting close to 200 or you're over 200, then the doctor, almost all of them are recommending you get on a statin. Now, when you look at the side effects of the statin, it will scare you to death. But the doctors calm you down. They get you to believe, to establish this belief about how statin's going to help you. And you're not fighting back. You're not really your own health advocate because you don't know what questions to ask. And so because of this number 200 has been established and is indoctrinated, and it is considered like the number, then anyone's close to that, or if you have, any other metabolic health condition, that plus the fact that you're getting older and the fact that maybe your total cholesterol is 180, they're going to strongly recommend you get on the statin. Wow. So here's where I'm going to leave you. What if that's a big lie? I'm talking about total cholesterol. What if that's made up just so that things are positioned to sell more of the number one selling pharmaceutical drug Lipitor? What if it's a lie? And what if, when I do this seminar, I show you clear science? All of the data is there. So that I'm not saying bringing down industry and anything crazy. I'm saying that you now are more informed and you understand how we came to the point where we recognize a total cholesterol 200 as a warning sign, like the line drawn in the cement. This is it. And if you're close to this, you got to go on this drug. You have to. Even though you look at the science and you start to see correlations, you see associations, and then you see where that data that says 200 is a bad number, where that comes from. And it opens your eyes to look at things totally different. Confirmation bias, meaning you have a predetermined belief, right? It can block you from the truth. And I see it all the time in politics. People will watch certain channels because it's in alignment with their beliefs. And they get stronger in those beliefs because that's all they look at. Whereas with my mom, one of the things I share with her, because I'm independent. I am not Republican. I am not Democrat. I voted both for both parties. I am like, I just want to see the facts and see it clear. So I'm thankful because when I do watch the news, I'm able to flip-flop from the different stations. And when you're able to do that, you just hear it and you start to put together what you believe is true. And thank goodness today is easy because I can go on Google and I can find out some truths. And when you bring the truth up and you choose from that, it's a whole different experience. So I'm not just watching one channel. And same as with nutrition. I'm not looking for studies to support what I believe to be true. If that was the case, I will, in 2005, I recommended grapeseed oil. But in 2022, there's no way I would recommend grapeseed oil based on what I knew. And for every client and the people that have been with me for years, they know this. I have no problem like shifting and raising my hand saying, hey, I got that one wrong. Now, when I got into this space in 1995, it was clear to me that trans fats were a horrible thing. And I went on a lot of TV shows talking about trans fats. And most people I would talk to didn't know what a trans fat. Dr. Oz, for instance, didn't even know what a trans fat was until 2002. So for 7 years, I knew how bad it was, but he's like, that's his gig is helping people when it comes to their cardiovascular health. And he wasn't aware of that. And it was in our food supply. And then fast forward, 2018, it could no longer be in our food supply. June 18th, I know that because that's my birthday. The FDA banned it. You know how bad something has to be? You know how the potential like harm that is causing someone's body for the FDA to raise their hand, the government to say, we made a mistake. We need to remove trans fats. But look how many years it stayed in our food supply. And look at the 20 plus years I personally was out there like saying trans fats are bad. We got to get this out the food supply. People get informed. I was telling, there are people who are dead today. They're dead today when I was sharing this information. And the thing or the reasoning for why they're dead could 100% be pointed at the fact of all of the trans fatty acids they had accumulated. And the government openly admits that thousands, hundreds of thousands of people died prematurely because of trans fatty acids, something that was in the food supply forever. And again, people had their beliefs and they stuck to their beliefs. Their quality of life was messed up. They died prematurely because they were just stuck. I'm going to believe what I believe, and I'm not that guy's talking crazy. And I remember many times, I would say hundreds of times, people would say to me, Robert, if trans fats are that bad, well, I mean, everybody would know, number one. Number two, the government wouldn't allow food. I mean, Robert, really? And I go, yeah. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, for years. And then finally, boom. The same thing is going to happen, you guys, with a lot of stuff I'm talking about. Whether it's the growing concern with seed oils, right? These vegetable oils that we know are toxic to the body, that we know are hindering people's quality of life, making it difficult for them to lose weight, making it difficult for them to get their health under control, making it difficult for them to remove the inflammation that they deal with on a regular basis. I'm telling you, man. And I keep saying the same thing. At the end of the day, when the truth really reveals itself, same as I said about trans fats and a whole bunch of other stuff, it's not going to be sugar. That's where people have been hoodwinked. Everybody's looking at sugar. Sugar's the problem. Too much sugar. Oh, that has too much sugar. Think about all the people, even this lady, when I went grocery, I said, you are so caught up in avoiding sugar that you're not even looking at the ingredients to see what makes the sugar. Right? There's sugar in blueberries, but I eat them. There's sugar in a whole bunch of things that we know bring a ton of health benefits to you. Is the sugar coming from something that's toxic? Like, where's the problem with the sugar? And if you guys weren't aware of it, the data is clear. The data shows around the world, the amount of sugar people consume, especially in the last 10, 15 years, has gone down significantly. But yet, weight gain continues to go up. Type 2 diabetes continues to go up. Autoimmune health conditions continue to. Why is if there's more health stores, if there's more talk about being healthy, there's more magazines that talk about it, there's more fitness gyms, there's more personal trainers, more nutritionists, dietitians, more talk about health, but yet everything continues to get worse when it comes to our health. Come on. I mean, what needs to happen for us to wake up and realize, okay, so why is that, Robert? Well, I can see some of the major contributors to why people are gaining weight, and it ain't sugar. It's not. My clients have been eating carbs since I got into this space. That's a big part of our unique positioning, is that we help you lose weight without avoiding carbs. Carbs are not bad. Now, it does help to know how to eat carbs in a way where you can get these results, plus be satisfied. And of course, portions do play a huge role, because if I wanted to eat a cupcake, I eat a cupcake. Does it have sugar in it? Yes. Does it have the oils that I want to avoid? No. But does it have sugar? Yes. Do I eat one for a snack, or do I eat 5 of them in the course of a day? I eat one. Now, if someone is in a position where they can't handle one and be done, they're going to eat 3, 4, 5. They would do best to abstain from eating the cupcake. Same as the people who can have a glass or 2 of wine and be done. Some people start with wine and they can't stop. If that's you, then hey, if that's you. But if you get to a place where I can have an occasional or a glass of wine or 2, even a day, we know there's a lot of health benefits to it, and you don't get drunk, and you know how to consume wine with foods, which we teach, so that you don't find yourself in a worse situation, you're in a better situation. I don't know. At the end of the day, you guys, here's my thing. Question your beliefs. And if you're my client, don't just assume what I say. If you ever if something sounds way too good to be true and I share it with you one-on-one, or I share something with you that makes you go, oh my God, my doctor's never mentioned this, and you want to see more of the data, everything I share, and as it pertains to our Diet Free Life coaches, right, the ones who are out there helping people the same as me, we substantiate everything. We're just not talking. There's a lot of people just talking, a whole bunch of them, just talk. And this isn't their lane, but they just gotta talk because someone told them something, and they just got to this place where they believe what they believe now because they told them, and now that becomes the gospel. Unbelievable. It's like it frustrates me when I hear people talk about being plant-based today. Frustrates me. What the hell does that mean? Now I know what the real definition of, or the original real definition of being plant-based is, but there's a lot of people saying, "Yeah, I'm sticking to my plant-based." What does that mean? Because now you got other people wanting to stick to their plant-based, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. So the people who have influence are the ones that kind of piss me off a little bit. The guy that has no influence, or the woman that has no influence, and they're talking about nutrition, but they have no influence, nada. Anyway, I'm Robert Ferguson. Thanks, you guys. Help me get the word out. Let's continue to make a difference. And thank you for being here.